The darkness is full of sounds and scents I do not know. The other horses do not seem afraid, but I cannot sleep for listening. Where is my mother? The mist was so thick that it wet my hair. I tore a thin strip of the yellow brut to tie it back and left it bound. I had no comb. I had planned my escape with Dunsed. I had imagined stopping at farms, begging help, or doing work to earn a little bread. I had not imagined that the Baron of Athenry would mate us on the path and take my filly. As it was, of course, I couldn't stop when I heard voices or spied donkeys burdened with bundles of cut barley, with boys my age walking behind, driving the animals along. I could not ask where they lived, or if their tua would welcome a wayfarer. I would not be able to take even an hour to seek a meal to quiet my rumbling stomach. I was afraid to lose Dunsed. I knew the Baron and his men were going to Athenry Castle, but I had no idea where it was, except that it sat beside a ford on the Clarine River. I had no idea where the Clarine River was. I only knew that my father had once said it was deep and wide. I worried and hurried at first, but it wasn't too hard to keep up. They rode at an easy pace. When I fell behind, I could follow their horses' tracks until I heard voices again. Walking along in the wet and chill, my bare feet half numb, I tried to recall every single thing my father had ever said about Athenry. He travelled there once each year to pay our tua's share of our cheese, mate, and my mother's fine blue cloth to the Baron. He had once had a sword made there. He is not a long-winded storyteller, my father, but I had lain awake one night and listened as my mother asked him questions to keep him talking more. As I followed the Baron and his men, and my Dunsed, I tried to recall everything he had said. It wasn't much. The Normans ruled it. There was a stone castle where the Baron of Athenry and his family lived, my father had said. Its walls were high and thick, and it jutted out from the town wall like a rounded point of land juts out into the sea. The town wall enclosed a great wide meadow. There was a market square and many smaller buildings of wattle and dub, enough for our whole tua several times over. There was a Dominican priory with arches and paked windows where the priests lived. My father often made food gifts to them as well. There was a stone church being built and a great stone cross in the market square that was tall as a 10 years boy. There was an Irish sword maker who had traded my father a grand sword for a cow and an ell of my mother's blue cloth. And last, the Baron of Athenry was cruel to beggars. That was all. I dredged my memory and could find no more. That night, I slept beneath a thick-trunked oak. I woke stiff and chilly and ate my bit of cheese and bread, listening until I heard faint voices from the Baron's camp. When they began to travel, I followed. Dunsed still whinnied, but not nearly so much. It was clear she was losing hope that I would come to her. I cannot describe the pain that caused me. I longed to comfort her and lead her away from the men. But I knew it was impossible. By mid-morning of the third day, I had settled into a pattern. I was careful to keep to the edge of the woods where I could, and to drop back when the path passed over open meadows. I gathered fistfuls of lamb's quarters, cress, and herbs as I walked, to have something to eat with my bits of cheese and hard bread. Now and then I found a few late hazelnuts that I could crack at night between stones.